Hello, this is Ernest Burley Jr., your certified financial planner, your chartered financial consultant, your NFLPA registered player financial advisor, your investment advisor representative. I hold the Series 6, 63, and 7, which allow me to offer securities products to clients across the country. And also your author of 2 books on Money Management Easy as 1, 2, 3, and Money Management from Grade School to Grad School. These books are being used across the country, various states, by churches and other organizations and individuals to teach financial planning principles, money management principles, insurance concepts, and things of that nature to youth, children, and adults. So I appreciate those who are doing it right now. I asked you who are not doing it to please go on to Amazon and just buy them out. So they have to order more. As a matter of fact, I just saw on Amazon, they said they have to order some more books. So I appreciate that. Keep that going. And order them out for family reunions, for your church, for your offices, or what have you. If you're trying to, get the grasp on financial planning and money management, they're short books, very to the point. I heard they're pretty good. I appreciate you. Okay. Also, I'm an insurance agent with over 30 years experience in the industry. And I've been in business well over 25 years providing insurance products to clients as well as financial planning and securities products to clients across the country. I have clients from the north to the south, from the east to the west. So state lines don't confine or restrict Burley Insurance and Financial Services, and yours truly from helping people in those arenas. My specialty areas are wealth management. So things like financial planning, investing. So investing, IRAs, 401k plans, rollovers. A lot of people have a lot of clients that are federal government employees, so they roll over their retirement plans. So they're retiring from some other job, roll it over into an IRA so I can manage that for them. 401k plans, I actually, develop 401k plans and simple IRAs, retirement plans for clients who are business owners. Asset protection, so protecting what you've accumulated, as well as asset growth, so strategically trying to grow what you have at hand. Financial planning, whether it be basic financial planning or comprehensive financial planning. So my firm offers that. And insurance, all different types of insurance. So life insurance, auto insurance, homeowners, disability, long-term care, condo, renters, investment properties, jewelry, boat, the whole 9 yards, contractors, professional liability. So all different types of insurance we offer to clients across the country too. Okay. Now, athlete management, that's another one, right? So on the NBA side, I'm an NBPA certified player agent. So, I have connections in the NBA with various scouts and coaches to connect people. If I think you have the talent, I'll put you out there and see if you can get a contract, or overseas. So I'm FIBA licensed also. As a matter of fact, I have a couple guys I need to maybe take a look at. As well as, let me see, the NFL side, I'm an NFLPA registered player financial advisor. So I'm providing those services for clients on the NFL side. Okay. Now, the purpose of this podcast is to educate you, to enlighten you, and to empower you with clear, objective, unbiased information so you can make some great decisions for yourself, for your family members, for your church members, for your coworkers, that whoever you're connected to, help them out with the information so everyone can make good decisions based on their particular needs. Okay. So let's jump right into the podcast. Today's podcast is titled The Great UL/IUL Rescue. The Great Universal Life / Index Universal Life Rescue. So I'm just going to refer to it as Universal Life going forward, or UL. So if you hear me say UL, that means Universal Life, because Index Universal Life is a type of universal life insurance product. So I've done a few podcasts on Universal Life, but like every week for the last several weeks, I've been hearing from people who have a UL product, and they're pretty distraught. They're pretty upset at the product. So their issue is normally, like the people who I come across, the issue is normally one of two things. Either they thought they had a whole life policy, or they didn't know if they continued to pay that original premium year after year after year, that eventually that policy is going to run out to zero. And they didn't know that. They didn't know it for one reason or another. So the last few people that I've talked to who called me, and they're all distraught and really ticked off at this universal life policy, they've fallen into the latter category. They just didn't know they were going to have this disappearing life insurance policy based on the premiums that they were paying. But I've had plenty of people come to me based on them thinking they had whole life insurance too. So it's across the board. People are kind of not happy about that product for one reason or another, and it's normally one of those two, and it's pretty equal between the two. So the last person I spoke to, I think it was just this week, as a matter of fact. That person was hoping that I could rescue them from their UL product, right? So I feel it an honor to, someone, she says she wants me to, rescue her from a UL misery or what have you. So I take that seriously. I try to help people however I can. So, I do have a course of action. So that's what this podcast is about. I do have a course of action. If you have a universal life policy and you want out, okay? So I'm going to tell you up front, though. Here we go. Up front, I have to tell you this. The longer you keep that universal life policy, or the longer you have the universal life policy, the more complicated the rescue becomes, right? So, the life preserver, if I have to just throw it out a few feet, that's much easier for me to rescue you, right? Versus several feet. And by feet, I mean years, right? How you like that, right? So if you're just 1 or 2, 3 years, 1, 2, 3 years into this universal life policy, it could be a pretty simple rescue, right? You're just a few feet out from the boat. I can just throw that life preserver out there and pull you on in, right? But if you're further out, like 6 or 7 or 8 years out, so you're getting further and further out, I have to throw that life preserver much further out. And then you start getting into 10, 15, 20 decades. It makes it a little bit more complicated. Not impossible, but more complicated the farther you are out, which means the longer you have that policy. And the reason why is because of time. Yep, time. That's the main reason why. Because the older you get, the more it costs to get life insurance. That's just, I've gone over that with you before, and I think most people know that. But the older you are, the more it costs to get life insurance. And also, based on your health, you may become ineligible. And this applies to younger people just as well as older people. So people think ineligibility is only for older clients. And no, I've had a lot of younger clients that are ineligible for one reason or another. So let's not put this on our older clients. Health crosses the board. Diseases don't discriminate. Diseases don't just say, well, I'm just going to attack this age population. No, diseases. Okay, so I think we get that point, right? So let's think about it this way. The longer you have that thing, the more complicated this rescue is going to be. So here are the 3 steps. There are 3 simple steps to follow to see if the rescue is either feasible or possible for you. Okay, so step number 1, here's step number 1. I want you to secure a current illustration based on what you're currently paying in premiums, right? So call that life insurance company and say, hey, I want you to send me an illustration starting now, a current illustration that shows, based on the premiums I'm paying into this policy, how this policy is going to perform over time. And what this is going to do for you is let you know how long that policy is going to go before it conks out, just truthfully, right? So want to do that now and not wait until you're at that point, to where, like, I come across people quite often who they've waited until now the life insurance company is asking them for much more money to keep the policy going. You don't want to wait until that point. You want to get the information now so oh man, this thing is going to last me for another 3 years or another 8 years, another 10 years or whatever, right? So find that information out now. Don't wait for them to send you a notice saying, hey, your policy is going to cancel or lapse if you don't pay this larger amount of premium. Let's not do that. Let's plan, right? Let's plan ahead, have that information. So that's step number 1. Secure a current illustration based on what you're paying in your premiums so you can see how long that policy is going to last before it comes out. Step number 2, secure some quotes for a new policy that's not going to leave you hanging, that's not going to conk out. So that's going to be whole life. So whole life is not going to conk out because whole life premium is what it is and it lasts indefinitely, right? Or a guaranteed universal life policy. Now, I'm a fan of guaranteed universal life policies because they guarantee you until whatever age it's guaranteed until, right? So that's the tricky part. You have to make sure it's guaranteed to where you won't outlive the policy. So when I write a guaranteed universal life policy, I guarantee it to like age 120, every now and then 110. It depends on the age of the client, but I don't recommend going below 100. So, get a plan that's going to definitely outlive you and find out, okay, how much premium is that? How much is that going to cost me? And then you'll see if it's feasible to jump ship. Now, you don't jump ship early. You make sure that you secure the new plan first, have the policy number, pay that premium, have the contract in hand, it's already issued before you cancel another policy, right? Before you cancel the other policy. So that's step number 2, secure some new quotes for plans that will not leave you hanging, that will last indefinitely, or at least past, when you think, how long are you going to think you're going to live, right? All right. Now, those are the first 2 steps. Now, the third step involves you doing this. Like if you've been in that current plan too long, say you've had it a long period of time, and it's not economically feasible for you to change. So say, for instance, if you have a current policy and you're paying $80 a month, and you get some quotes for a new policy that's going to stay the same for life, and it may be 100 or 120 a month, that's kind of a no-brainer. I'm gonna get the one that's like 100, 120 or whatever, instead of paying the 80, even though it's higher. But that 80 is going to keep going up and up and up, and or eventually leave me with no coverage. Versus this 120 will stay in force indefinitely. Now I'm using random numbers here. I don't know what your premium will be, but you want to know how much you're paying now, how long it's going to take you, versus, okay, let me get a new quote that's going to take me indefinitely, and see what the premium difference is. So if you're in a situation where the premium difference is too high, well, you're paying $80 now, but it's going to cost you $500 a month to get a new policy because of age or health or whatever, then it might not be economically feasible for you to secure a new policy, right? Depends on your situation, but if it's too big of a disparity, then I can understand you might have a cough on that one. But here's what you do in that situation. Have the life insurance company run another illustration based on you paying a higher premium, and see how long that's going to last you. So say you're paying $80 a month now, tell them, hey, I'm going to send me an illustration with me paying 120 a month or 150 a month or whatever you think is comfortable for you, so you can see how long that will last you, right? And you can say, okay, well, that's going to last me to 83 or 95 or what have you. So you'll know how much the additional premium will take, how long, if you pay additional premium, how long that policy will continue to last. That's what I'm trying to get out. So you can play that game and try to figure that out. If you've been in it too long and you can't get out with, economically, feasibly, then yeah, figure out, if you pay more, how much longer will the policy last? Okay, so that's step number 3, and that's it. Okay, so let's do that. And that's the Great UL Rescue, the Great Universal Life Rescue. It's kind of like giving you current information in hand so you can make some good decisions. And a lot of times you can get off that sinking ship, right? And get on to a better plan. But it depends on how long you've had that other plan, what your health is, what your financial situation is. A lot of things go into that. But at least do these 3 things to see if you have a chance to get you a better policy, okay? So I'll recap it. The first thing is, make sure you secure an illustration showing how long your policy will last, how your policy will perform based on the current premiums you're paying. So get that illustration, a current one, not one that's 5, 10, 15, 20 years old. That means nothing. Get a current one, okay? Now, second step is to get some new quotes based on your current age and your current health, and see how much it would cost for a whole life policy or a guaranteed universal life policy, something that's going to give you permanent coverage indefinitely, coverage that you won't outlive, right? And the third step is, like I said, if you are in a situation where the disparity is too great between the new policy and the current policy premium, see how much it would cost you to keep that plan going for as long as you feel comfortable. How much extra premium you would have to pay to keep that thing going to whatever age you think is good for you. Don't wait until they send you a notice saying you need to pay this amount, this big old amount now, or your policy is going to lapse. Don't wait until that. Okay. And that's it for the great UL rescue. Hey, I thank you guys for listening in every week like you do. And I thank you for the forwarding my podcast. I hear a lot of people saying they forward my podcast, they forward my YouTube channel to other people, and they're going in there, clicking, liking, subscribing, etc. So I appreciate everyone who's doing that. I ask that you continue to do that for me. I greatly appreciate that. So I thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. All of my podcasts are on my YouTube channel. Like I always say, my YouTube channel is just my name, Ernest Burley Jr. So Google Ernest Burley Jr. You'll see my YouTube channel. You'll see my website come up too. So I ask that you go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and like. When you look at videos, like them, okay? Like and subscribe. That's the whole social media game, right? I had to say game, but hey, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, and forward the information to other people and ask them to do the same. Your friends, your family members, your coworkers, your employers, your church members, everyone. Ask them to, go to the YouTube channel, like, subscribe to various videos, and also forward that information to their friends, their family members, their church members, their coworkers, their employers, etc. Okay. Easy to reach out to me if you want to ask me a question or contact me. My phone number is 301-262-2600. Very easy to reach out to me and connect with me that way. Or you can email me. My email address is just my first name at my full name.com. So ernest@ernestburleyjr.com. And my website, you can connect with me through my website also. It's just my name, Ernest Burley or Ernest Burley Jr., whichever you prefer. You can go to my website and email me from there. And I have a lot of great information on there too. A lot of like calculators, hey, life insurance calculators, investing calculators, a lot of different great information on my website also. Okay, so go check that out. I ask that you take a look at my podcast. I talk about a wide array of things, everything from real estate to how to increase your credit score, beneficiaries versus wills and trusts, whether you should buy a car or lease a car, whether you should pay off your mortgage early or not. I've had several conversations on that topic just in the past week or so also. So listen to my podcast on that, whether you should pay off your mortgage early or not. You may be surprised at my answer, okay? And that's it for today. Today's podcast, pretty simple and straight to the point, okay? I have to read off my disclosure real quick, okay? So be patient. Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., 13621 Annapolis Road, Bowie, Maryland, 20720. That's where my firm is located, outside Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, even though I have clients all over the country, from California on the West Coast to New York on the East Coast, and all in between, north, south, all over the place. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Next Financial Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc. is not an affiliate of Next Financial Group, Inc. This material is not intended as an offer or solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security or other financial instrument. Past performance does not guarantee future performance. All the views expressed are those of Ernest Burley Jr., moi, and Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., and not those of Next Financial Group, Inc. Next Financial Group, Inc. does not provide tax advice. And that's it for today's podcast, okay? I hope you guys got something good out of it. Forward it to others and ask them to do the same, okay? Until next time, y'all take care and be safe out there.